with you, assuming that the numbers come out as everybody's thinking of, are you going to add to your portfolios today, or are you going to use the rally as an opportunity to liquidate some of your positions?
Neeraj, I am a long-term optimist, and I remember Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala giving an interview to you that we are on a bull market from Bombay to Delhi, and we've just reached Borivali. So the potential in the Indian economy is just starting to come out, and the long-term continuity of the policy will be very, very important in the next 10 to 20 years. We've seen the Indian economy, we will see the Indian economy do really well over the next 5 to 10 years. The government will come and invest in a lot of infrastructure projects, in a lot of economy per se. So this rally will be an opportunity for us to add, and we have to be bullish on India for the next 5 to 10 years. So I will be adding in a staggered way. Valuations are expensive, as you were saying, even though the index is at 20 times, small caps and mid cap valuations are above the mean levels, and you have to be really very careful. Having said that, this is going to be a roaring bull market, and as Manish Chokhani really says, India is going to be the bubble market for the next 20 years. So you need to remain invested in the market and add in a very staggered way. I am very, very bullish on the economy, at least for the next 10 to 20 years.
Aditya, that was a very large, big statesman type statement, sounding like, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, usi line mein. That is excellent. But what to do today?
See, what is going to happen today is that maybe the current government is to come in, and the market somewhat will have a positive view on the current government coming in. So my view is that you need to look at good companies, and if for any chance you get a correction on these good companies, you need to add, and you need to have the valuations are aggressive. So the only counteract to that is that you need to have a longer term horizon. And as Vijay
name 5 of these.
So you need to be bullish on the large private sector banks. We have HDFC Bank, we have Kotak Bank, which have not done too well over the last 1 or 2 years. You need to be bullish on the pharma side of it. You need to be bullish on the chemical side of it, on the FMCG side of it. So the theme really is bet on India.
But you're buying value. You're not buying expensive stocks?
No, not
from
really.
Everything that you mentioned right now.
Exactly. So I'm trying to find value in pockets. Also, I'm trying to play the infrastructure space, because we've seen the government spending 5.5 lakh crores on the infrastructure side of in FY19, and in this interim budget, the government has spent about 11 lakh crores. So the government is pumping in money into the economy, and that's really very important, and we will see continuity of this policy that is going to come in. So we need to bet on the Indian economy. That is the broader theme that I'm really looking at. And you need to invest in high quality companies which are going to deliver earnings of 15 to 20%. The market will continue to re-rate these stocks over a period of time.
Kush, I'll start with you. 3.5%, almost 3.5% up move yesterday. Implied Nifty is indicating to a 150-point gap up opening. 23,500 calls have been most active at this stage. So if you've been long the index, say from Friday or even yesterday, what do you do in opening trade? If you haven't been long and the numbers stack up the way they do, and we'll get a better sense of it by 10:30, do you initiate fresh longs? So one, do you take profits off the table if you're in the money? If you haven't initiated a trade, would you go long?
So, Samina, first of all, very good morning to everyone, to all the viewers. Just before I answer that, this is the first time I felt that, a newsroom has just about the same energy as a dealing room on a big day. Okay, the moment I walked in, the energy was wow. To answer your question very specifically, I think my theme for the day is take money off the table. Now, it could happen in a very different way depending on how the outcome goes and how the markets react to it. What I'm looking at are 2-3 things. One, I am looking at placing trailing stop losses wherever I can. 2, I am looking at perhaps intraday hedging as well. The numbers right now seem pretty neck to neck, right? I mean, this is too early. They seem neck to neck. But you've also got to factor for even a 5% probability outcome as well. So I'll be looking at an intraday hedging as well. Do I go long from here? I think the time to go long was yesterday.
Yes.
And that is perhaps done and dusted. But let me also keep the event aside. I know it's a huge event, and that's what we're all here for. But just for a second, let me just keep the event aside and look at the data. Let me put on my trader hat, my technical analyst hat, and look at pure data. I heard you saying that the PCR for Nifty is about 0.8, 0.9, correct? My data shows one pretty much similar. The Bank Nifty PCR is just about 0.8. RSI on Nifty is 67. RSI on Bank Nifty after the kind of rally that we saw is 72. What that is suggesting is, is there room for upside? For sure there is. I mean,
banks
we've not.
For sure, right?
Banks
But
for
limited.
sure. Yeah, but even then, I mean, limited could be 23,800 to 24,400 on Nifty.
24,400 on the Nifty.
Why not? I mean, if the markets were to go berserk, why not?
You are really bearish,
I'm just trying to
Samina.
be realistic. I know, I'm trying to be realistic. The point is, you will get a gap up in the first in the first 1 hour of trade.
Sure.
If you hit 23,500, what do you think a trader would be thinking at that stage?
I'm not looking at 23,500, Samina. I'm not even looking at 23,500. I'll tell you why.
And
Even-
this is just today. I'm not talking about a June 6th or a June 27th expiry.
Aditya has already covered the global
He's
side of
talking
things.
about 10 years.
So, yeah, exactly. So I'm everything that I
You have to talk hours now with us.
Absolutely. So everything I'm saying is for today, relevant
Okay.
only for today. I fall in his camp where we are in a massive bull run. All
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
is
yeah.
fine. But as a trader,
but that is the valuable input. That what do you do today?
Today.
The India story.
Correct.
The India story is of course fantastic, and we just pulled that up in the middle of all of this data. Just.
I think, Kushi, you want to just complete
No,
your
please,
point
go
on
ahead,
the
no.
trade?
Yeah. So just in the middle of all of this data, we pulled up, what the Nifty, the Sensex, and the indices have done from last election to this election, and what are the top stocks that have run up? Because today we're looking at 23,500, close to it, and we're wondering how it's going to move. So you've had 100% change nearly on the Nifty, a 220% change on the mid cap, 204% change on the small cap. So I think. Today might be, I agree with you there, Samina, today might be a little, you'll have to wait and see how it goes. My sense is still that when you see those numbers on the screen better than what the exit polls showed, if you do, or even in line, because you have to understand the scale of a victory if that comes through.
So that's why, hence, would you wouldn't initiate a, finish your point
finish your
about
point,
the
yeah,
trade,
on the
yeah.
money.
my point is very simple that we could see 23,800, 24,400 on the
In
Nifty.
opening.
Not in the opening. This will be post the results.
Okay.
Once the results are set in, on a lighter note, taking heart from the fact that the interview that happened, from the biggest voice in the country, that the programs could go berserk and everything. Why not? You never know. 51,800, 52,500 on the Bank Nifty. But would I initiate a long today? Maybe not. If I'm being greedy, maybe a small quantity. But today is the day for placing stop losses, trailing stop losses, taking money off the table as the day progresses. You never know, perhaps, if not today, then tomorrow we could see some sort of profit booking.